Is there a risk that Russia has missed its chance here? That somehow this Arctic dream that you've had will end in disappointment?
Whether Russia has missed a chance in terms of exploring these resources? No, certainly that is not the case. First and foremost, these resources are enormous. They have a planetary significance. In terms of forecast deposits, Arctic is home to around 13 billion tons of oil and 95 trillion cubic meters of natural gas. These are colossal deposits of planetary proportions. We have already started the exploration. You know, we have the head of the Yamal LNG project here. It is an international project. Yes, there are sanctions, there are some restrictions, they are deleterious, and yet these restrictions cannot stop us from this process, from exploring the Arctic. Let me remind you once again that whatever the sanctions, the first natural gas from Yamal LNG was, the first batch was to the United States of America, because that is profitable to our American partners. If they find a project profitable, they do it. If they think it's not profitable to them, then they decide to abandon it. But recently they have not been paying that much attention to the interests of other countries. Well, this project, we've done it, and we're going to do other projects as well. We're going to expand them, depending on how fast humankind is transitioning from fossil fuel to alternative sources of energy. Well, that is a question that still needs to be answered. According to experts, the energy consumption in the coming decades is going to increase, whereas the ratio between hydrocarbons, renewables, nuclear power and hydropower, well, this ratio, this proportion is going to remain more or less the same. As of now, whether luckily or unluckily, this proportion between different sources in the energy mix is not changing, whereas the overall volume of energy consumption is growing. But we should remember Russia has a great hydropower potential, and we are going to develop our nuclear power. The nuclear power still accounts just for 16% in our energy mix, whereas in France it's 90% or more than that. We need to hit at least 25%. Our partners in Finland are also going to build some nuclear power plants. So we didn't miss our opportunity. Now, as for this sanction pressure, whether that hinders us, yes, it does, but not critically. Moreover, it nudges us towards developing our own technologies more actively. Last year alone, we invested in import substitution around 600 billion. How much was that? How much did we invest last year in import substitution? Our Minister for Economic Development doesn't remember. Well, and several hundreds billions rubles in rubles, yes. So this is going to continue, and we're going to boost our efforts in that regard, and that is already yielding a positive result. Of course, it would be better to live without any restrictions that distort the market, distort the world trade, result in slower economic growth rates for the global economy as a whole. We would be better off without restrictions. But our plans for exploration, well, they're not going to be impeded by that.